since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dream Style Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dream Style Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamStyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us with Real Talk with Sacha. I'm your hostess, Sacha Johnston. We have a pretty good show for you today. We are going to talk about the Albuquerque real estate market and a couple of things having to do with real estate. I am actually a licensed realtor in the daytime when I'm not a hostess of a television show, and I've been helping buyers and sellers of real estate in the state of New Mexico for several years now. One of my favorite parts of my job is that I get to contribute to my community in many different ways. And recently, one of the ways I got to do that was to participate in a fashion show. And actually, it's a charity fashion show for the Women's Council of Realtors. So before we get to my first guest, what I'd like to do is show you guys a video of the event and let you see what I'm talking about. Hi everyone. We're here today at the Women's Council of Realtors charity fashion show at beautiful Hotel Albuquerque in downtown Albuquerque. We have quite a show for you today, and it has been very exciting. So I hope you guys enjoy what we're about to show you. We're here today at the Charity Women's Council of Realtors Fashion Show, and I am with Rachel Flans, and Rachel is the president of the Women's Council of Realtors. Rachel, thank you so much for putting on this event.
Oh, it's so exciting. You know, this event is for Women's Council of Realtors, first of all, and bring an opportunity to bring realtors together. And then we are also supporting our charities this year, which are Suriname and Title I. So it kind of intertwines, and it's really a fabulous event. We had about 300 people show up, so that's terrific, and we're just really excited this year.
Rachel, I want to thank you so much for allowing me to participate. I feel really grateful that I was able to help raise money for two really great organizations, and it was a lot of fun.
And you looked amazing.
I feel amazing. Thank you so much for joining me.
All right, thank you.
Before we get with our next guest, I actually want to say thank you to Josh for doing that video for us. He spent the whole day with us at the fashion show, and we had him very busy. Also, if you're watching us live on television, you want to look us up on YouTube because we're streaming live right now, and you can jump into the chat room and join in the conversation. All you need to do is Google my name, Sacha Johnston, or Real Talk with Sacha, and you'll find my channel. My first guest today is actually the president of the Women's Council of Realtors, Miss Rachel France. Rachel, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Sasha. Glad
So
to be here.
I had the most fun at that event. I think I probably had more fun than anyone else, but I know you've been involved with it for several years. Is that correct?
That's correct.
How many years have you been doing this?
So I've been with the Women's Council of Realtors as a board member, president, president-elect, and president again for about 4 years now.
Wow.
Yes.
And is this charity fashion show something that you do every year?
It is. It's something that we do every year. We want to make sure that we're giving back to the community, and this is a good way for us to get all of the realtors together who like to give back to the community and help do stuff for people.
And I know your group is the Women's Council of Realtors, but I also know that your organization's goal is to build leaders, both men and women.
Correct.
And I noticed there were both men and women at this fashion show. There seemed to be equal amounts of both trying to contribute, so that was really nice.
Correct. Yes, about 10% of our constituents are men. So we have men in our group, and again, we're here to build leaders and train people on how to be excellent leaders in the community as well as real estate.
So we know that this fashion show benefited 2 different charities this week. Why don't you tell us about those charities?
Okay. So the first charity that it benefited was Suriname, and they're a group in town. They help people transition out of homelessness. So they have apartments that they provide people, and they give them educations and job training and things like that, so that after they've spent 2 years in the program, they can graduate and move on and get out of the cycle of homelessness. The other charity that we supported this year is Title I, and Title I is through our APS schools. And what we do for that organization is help raise money to buy them things that they need for the children who are economically disadvantaged and help them get a start on a better life, basically.
So I've actually worked with both charities before in other capacities with real estate as well, and they happen to be 2 of the ones I love the most because they really are impassioned about doing work locally that's going to help our community.
Correct.
And I really feel like the Title I cause is such a great cause because homeless children, they have greater needs than most. So
correct. And homelessness is not just being homeless out on the streets. It's they don't have a stable place to live. So they might be living with grandparents or aunts or uncles or friends, family friends. But they need our help, and they need to have a start so that they can change the cycle and move into better things and become very successful as adults.
Well, I know Suriname works very hard to try to really take care of homeless families and make sure they give them the tools that they need in order to break that homelessness cycle, like you said, so that they never have to worry about repeating what has happened to them or going through those same life issues again.
Correct. I mean, they do so much for these families. And the great thing about Suriname is that when these people graduate from the program, they get to take everything that they're given in their apartments. So they're starting with something. They're not starting over,
That's
you know.
right.
So it's great, and that's what we raise money for, is to help provide new items for the people coming in. They have 10 families coming in August.
Wow.
So we're going to be doing some shopping and buying them some things for the new apartments.
Well, Rachel, if anyone would like more information about the Women's Council of Realtors, where should they go?
They can contact me directly and at my email address, or they can also contact us through WCR.org, which is our national website. But if you go to the Albuquerque network, it will send you to my email. And so we would be happy to help you or answer any questions. If you're interested in getting involved, we would love to have that too.
Great. Well, we'll have contact information for Rachel in the comments section of the YouTube show later on this evening. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to have the president of the Association of Realtors, John Lopez, and he's going to talk to us about what the real estate market in Albuquerque is doing.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every ProView Network broadcast live on the NFHS network. Every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championships. Get your highly discounted monthly pass now. Go to ProViewNetworks.com and sign up. Watch New Mexico's best.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
ProView Network crew, assemble! That's good for first. High school sports are back live on ProView Sports Network.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is Real Talk with Sacha, and again, I'm Sacha Johnston. My next guest today is the president of the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors and a broker with Coldwell Banker, who I happen to be with as well, and that's Mr. John Lopez.
Hey guys, how are you?
John, thank you for joining me today.
Of course.
I asked you here because as the president of the Association of Realtors, you would have the most knowledge of what's going on in the Albuquerque market. And I know that a lot of people have questions about what's the Albuquerque market doing right now, so I thought we could go over that for a few minutes. But before we do, I'd like to ask you a few questions, starting with how long have you been selling real estate?
This is my 22nd year in real estate out here in Albuquerque. I started when I was 5, of course, you know, being 27.
You don't look old enough to be 22 years in the business.
Yeah, 22 years. I'm kind of an old-time veteran. It's weird. It seemed like yesterday I was talking to the old guys who'd been in there for 20 years now. I'm that guy.
And you are the president of the Association of Realtors.
I'm president of the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors. Just got back from D.C. representing New Mexico, dealing with all our issues up there with those unique people.
So one thing I've always wanted to ask you is, what's your favorite part about being the president of the Association of Realtors?
You know what's really great about it is the ability to have this platform to make change. You know, all of us have a platform of some level, and we can all make change in our day-to-day lives and the people we're around, and at a bigger platform. But when you get to be president and an elected person for 4,000 real estate brokers, you do have a big voice, and if you do see opportunity to make things better, I think that's just great. That's a great thing to be able to do, and I think that's probably my favorite thing.
Well, I think many people know you are a staple in the community, and you've spent many years devoted to trying to make Albuquerque and New Mexico a better place. and I've seen your efforts in many different ways. So I think we got to get to the stuff people really want to know.
Love it. Tell me.
What is the Albuquerque real estate market doing right now?
You know, it's our trends are real similar in our local community as they are globally. We're just a few years behind is typically how it trends. For our population in our area, we should have about 3,800 to 3,900 listings on the market. And as of this morning, we had 2,242 single-family residents. So we're down 45% of where we should be. So when you look at that, that's a great thing for sellers because the seller knows if I put it on the market and it looks pretty and it's priced right, because of the limited inventory, we're going to get a lot of attention and we're going to sell it. Makes it challenging for buyers because buyers, when they see a house that looks pretty and is priced right, they need to make sure and move quickly to try to secure that home in today's market.
So we have a shortage of inventory, and we still have a lot of buyers who are able and willing to buy houses, but we don't have enough houses to sell them. So would you call that a seller's market?
Absolutely, it's a seller's market. And what's great about the seller's market is that's going to boom our new construction. That's going to boom our builders who've had a tough time the last 10 years since the recession. They're the last ones to actually recover post-recession when we finally found the bottom and started seeing some positive effects in the market back in 15 and 16. So there's going to be a lot of great things that happen. We don't have any outside interrupters right now that are creating or inflating bubbles such as, you know, the mortgage industry did back in 2005. So we have a good stable market for the next 5 to 6 years, and I think it's a great time for everybody.
So would you say if you had a property to sell, now would be a great time to sell?
Absolutely, and it all, you know, I mean, as yourself and great real estate brokers, we've changed our model from being a realtor and trying to get the sign in the front yard to being more consultants. Anybody can look up a house online, anybody can drive around a house online, but you want to call your realtor to make sure that that timeline fits your family and your family's future. It is a great time to put on the market if it's a great time for your family. But we have a lot of investment opportunities as well. Rental properties are great. Post-recession, a lot of people can't buy yet, so the rental market's hot. So that's the conversation that the everyday person needs to have with their real estate consultant to find out, should I sell, should I rent? It's a good time to sell if you do, but it's also a good time to keep it as an investment property.
So it sounds like if you are thinking about getting started in real estate as an investment, it might be a little bit challenging right now due to the lack of inventory and the higher prices.
Exactly, but right now, because we're at the beginning stages of it, it's going to only get harder. Next year, the same house that you could buy today as an investment property for $165, next year it's going to be $170, $175. In 3 years, it's going to be $200, plus our interest rates are going to go from 4% to 6.5%. You put that together, there's no longer that opportunity for that positive cash flow from day one. So yes, it gets harder and harder year by year goes by as far as turning it into investment property. So right now is a really good time to look into that market.
So you brought up an excellent point. You know, a property that you could buy for a certain price this year is going to be higher price next year. So that would mean that overall, as a general trend, our property values here in Albuquerque are going up right now. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Since 1978, since we've been tracking this cycle, we've had 2 years that we had depreciating real estate years. But after each depreciating year was followed by 9 to 12 consecutive appreciating real estate years, we had a recession that was global. We had 6 continuous depreciating years. We found the bottom 2015, 2016. We're technically around year 2 or 3 of recovery. Based on previous cycles, we're going to have 10 years getting back to the equilibrium of the market. And not only that, but because we have such low inventory, it may overshoot it. We may have 12 to 14 years of appreciation. So all that points to is a great time.
Well, good. John, before we go to commercial, one last question for you. What should someone do if they are interested in buying or selling property in Albuquerque?
Call Sacha. A shameless plug here.
Thank you. That's not the answer I was looking for.
Okay,
but
that's what my script said. I'm sorry, guys. No, I'm just kidding. If you're looking to buy a house or sell a house, you really want to talk to a few friends. You want to interview a few different brokers. The broker who's quick to tell you to sell today or buy today, just be a little hesitant. You know, the broker that's looking for your best for your family and wants to talk a little bit about yesterday, today, and tomorrow and what your plans are and spends a little bit of investigating time getting to know your situation, that's probably a broker that you want to pay a little bit more attention to.
We'll have John's contact info in the YouTube comment section as well. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Terry Towndrow about what it takes to become a real estate agent in New Mexico.
So my number's right there, right? Yes.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true. Dreamstyle Remodeling.
Welcome back, everyone, to Real Talk with Sacha. I am Sacha Johnston, and today my final guest is Terry Towndrow. Terry is a recruiter with Coldwell Banker, and actually Terry helped me get my start in real estate, which is why I know he was the best person to talk to about how to get started in real estate. Terry, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're more than welcome. I'd love to be here.
So, Terry, how long have you been in real estate?
I've been in real estate 42 years.
Terry, that's not possible. You're not old enough to be
Not
in real
old
estate
enough,
that long.
But I got my license when I was a junior in college.
Wow.
And been doing real estate ever since.
And your lovely wife also works sort of with you as well?
In fact, she's been in real estate longer than I have.
But she's younger than you.
She is.
That's awesome. You guys are some fixtures around Coldwell Banker, and many agents in this city are familiar with you because you give these presentations for Coldwell Banker explaining what a career in real estate is like.
Yes.
So I actually attended one, and that was really, really educational for me. So I was hoping today we'd kind of give these people some of that information, and you can help them make up their minds. So let's start with, is it hard to become a realtor in New Mexico?
It's not hard. You have to take the national and state exam. And once you pass that exam, prior to that, you have to have 90 hours of education, and it's pre-licensing education. And it's 3 classes. There are 30 hours each for a total of 90 hours. And there's 3 schools. You can go to UNM, you can go to CNM, and then there's the Kaplan School of Real Estate. The one that I think gets the most attention is the Kaplan School of Real Estate. It's a 6-week program, and at the end of 6 weeks you have your 90 hours and you're ready to take off and go pass that exam.
I did the Kaplan one because I had a young child at home when I was getting my license, and they allowed you to do 2 of the 3 classes online. Yep. For someone like me, online learning is very good. Others, it's not so much, but they had such a wide variety of options, and that's one of the reasons I loved their program.
And there's basically 3 options at Kaplan. They have night classes that are from 6 to 10. They have day classes 9 to 1, and then what you were talking about, they have the 60 of the 90 hours you can do self-study, and they also have a prep exam weekend where you can go in and take mock exams and prepare
Mhm.
yourself for the state exam.
So what would you say some of the benefits of being a realtor are?
Well, when I was a junior, in college, it was what I wanted to do when I graduated. It was to have control of my income, have control of my time, and have my own business. And I've been doing interviews and bringing people to my career events now for, here you go, 29 years. And everybody, when you're talking to them, they want their own business, they want control of their time, and they want control of their income. So it's the same goals that I had many, many years ago.
I always said the reason I got into selling real estate is because it gave me the ability to be the kind of mother I wanted to be. I can work all morning long at the office and leave every day to pick up my son from school and then come back to the office and work more, and nobody complains about what time I'm leaving or what I'm doing. But I would say realtors work longer hours. That's just from personal experience. We do tend to work nights and weekends, but having that freedom of flexibility means more to me than a regular paycheck. So that's been a really nice benefit for me as well.
And you know what? Real estate attracts all ages.
It does.
I mean, there's the young people getting into real estate. They may have just graduated from college. There's the people that are retiring and they're looking for a second career after they retire. And then there's all the people in the middle there. And you can be successful at all three of those.
I agree. Now, what do you think some of the biggest challenges to being a realtor are?
The challenges after many, many years of getting people into the real estate business and seeing people succeed and seeing people fail, the biggest one is understanding that you're starting a business. And it's no different than if you opened up a pizza shop, you opened up a flower shop or whatever. It's no different, because you have to be prepared to open up that business. So you need your initial investment to get into the business. You also need, on a yearly basis, you have an investment to be in the business. And then I always coach people. I coach people because if they understand that they need about a 3 to 6 month way to be in the business, because real estate is a commission-based income.
It is.
And if you are prepared for that first 3, maybe 6 months in the business, and you've got your initial investment to get into the business, it's fantastic. It's a great business to be in, and people, they need to understand, it's like any other business, is that it takes 2 years for any business to get to the point where it becomes successful. Now, people can be successful faster than others, but you need to be prepared, because the first couple years in the business is hard work. It's really hard
I
work.
can attest to that. I have renewed my license. Realtors in New Mexico need to renew their licenses every 3 years, and we have a lot of continuing education requirements as well. But I managed to get all of my work done and get all of that renewed, and it was kind of a milestone for me, because it's kind of that moment where you're no longer a newbie. If you've made it far enough to where you need to renew your license, you can say, okay, I don't think I'm going to go anywhere for a while.
Right.
So that was a lot of fun for me.
And you know, you have your good markets, you have your, I don't want to say bad markets. It's markets that become tougher than the good markets. And if you're prepared for it and you have good training, you got good support systems, good marketing programs, that makes all the difference in the world.
It does. So Terry, what is some advice that you could give someone who's just now thinking maybe I would enjoy a career in real estate?
What I would tell them to do is gather the information to start with, because that's what my career events are about. And we usually have 1 or 2 career events a week. We're in Rio Rancho, we're in Albuquerque. So we have 2 different events on a weekly basis. And what they can do is come and gather information, find out what it's going to take financially to get started, find out what schools are going to be best for them to go to get prepared to pass the exam. And we talk about everything. We talk about the training, the marketing,
do.
the support systems, and we talk about, which is important, being financially prepared. So when they come, they spend an hour gathering information, then they can make some good decisions.
Well, I remember your class, and I had already started the process of getting my license by the time I came across your class. And your class filled in all those other questions that I had. And I remember walking away from that feeling like I knew what I was getting myself into, and I had a lot of confidence. So we are going to put your information out for our guests so that if any of you are interested in getting started in real estate in Albuquerque, you can reach out to Terry. His email address is going to be in the comment section of our YouTube show. And you can also reach out to me if you have any additional information you would like from any of the guests that we had on our show tonight. Well, Terry, I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. You've been such a wonderful help, and I think you've probably helped some people out there who are thinking about getting into real estate.
Thank you so much.
And I want to thank all of you for joining us with Real Talk with Sacha. We are going to be off next week for Memorial Day, but the following week, June 3rd, we will be back Monday night at 6:30, live on YouTube and on Channel 26. Make sure you look me up on YouTube, Sacha Johnston, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you never miss a show and you can always participate in the conversation. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day.
ProView Network crew, assemble!